everyone, it's your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and I got another old school versus new school. So I got the Viseart Grande Pro Volume 2 palette alongside the All I Ever Wanted Volume 1 palette from Unearthly Cosmetics. So when I was going through my collection, I felt like a lot of these shimmers look really similar. Now obviously they're not going to be dual chromes and multi-chromes like the All I Ever Wanted. However, I feel like they look kind of similar in tone, and I've already done the All I Ever Wanted Volume 2 up against the Danessa Myricks palette. So if you want to see that, you can click on the Battle of the playlist. I'm pretty sure it's in that playlist. Don't quote me though. I need to update that one because I've made quite a few Battle of those and I've been forgetting to put them in there because, you know, I'll be tired. But anyway, as you can see, you see what I'm talking about? Like, I feel like the color stories look really similar. The only thing is these have more dual chrome and reflectiveness to them. So I'm going to have to find some in here that are just regular shimmers. Go with the regular shimmers in here. But anyway, as usual, we're going to talk about the older palette first. I'm going to get into the new one. So I got super late to the game with this particular palette just because I wasn't into these huge palettes. Because I feel like, as you can see, a lot of shimmers are kind of muted and boring. But it does have a few fun pops. Like, it has the greens. It has my blue and purple roll. So y'all know I was all about that. I got this for a great deal on Macari. So that's how I ended up with my collection. I think I paid $75 and this is $120 or $130 something palette. I remember Kathleen Light's raving about the first one, the second one, and then the Grande. I think they made a remake of the first one and they made it an extra large or something. She raved about that one. My personal favorite one is the third one, of course, but we all know the third one is the most colorful one, so it makes sense for me. But this is what this one looks like. The shimmers from them are really nice depending on what kind of shimmer it is. I prefer the Koi palette though when it comes to their shimmers, but this does have a couple of reflective shimmers in it, so I figured we could go ahead and try that up against this one. I will be using a colorful palette though just for my mattes because I'm not gonna do an all shimmer look. Y'all know me, I gotta have some mattes going on. We can't just be all shimmery. So I have a colorful palette just picked out. I think I'm just gonna stick to my Colored Rain Vivid Pressed Pigments and Shadows palette. Y'all know that's one of my all-time old school favorite colorful palettes, and I feel like I've been using a lot of the Blend Bunny lately, so I want to give it some love and attention. So we're going to use that as far as the mattes go. But let's get into this shimmer palette. So my girl Dr. Ash and her makeup was talking about how the community wanted I don't know why I put air quotes on it because literally people were excited when Amanda brought this palette back, but Ashley was saying in her video how the community wanted her to bring it back, so she brought it back along with a volume 2, which I thought was really cool, and I got my hands on it when she brought it back the I think the second time or third time or something. I forgot. I believe I got it the third time because I think Ashley got it the second time. Anyway, as you can see, it has some most of them are dual chromes and shimmers, but I feel like some of them are regular tone shades. So the regular tone shades are the ones we're going to choose from because it wouldn't be fair to put these dual chromes and shimmery metallics against the Viseart ones, in my personal opinion, because I feel like these would definitely outshine them. But Viseart is known for more subtle editorial, like, you know, makeup artist makeup, and to me this is more like Instagram artist makeup. So I feel like I'm going to have to put the most dull tones in here to go against the Viseart palette just so it doesn't outshine it. Because we want it to be fair, and you know, it wouldn't be fair to use all the gorgeous sparkleness. So I'm gonna stick to the muted boring ones probably at the top, and like a couple of ones that just slightly shift just because they have the same finish as the ones in the Viseart palette. But anyway, I'm gonna do the Viseart palette on camera just because I haven't used the Viseart palette on camera. I'm pretty sure I've used All I Ever Wanted on camera, and if I haven't, I know I used All I Ever Wanted 2, and they have some similar formulas and some similar like shimmers as far as like the way the shimmers look, the metallics and things like that on the eye. So I feel like it's okay to use this one off camera. And if you want to see videos of me using All I Ever Wanted 2 on camera, you can watch the video I did it in. I used the Blend Bunny Primal palette alongside the palette for the mattes, but I'm gonna go off camera and get my life in order. We're going to do All I Ever Wanted off camera, so I'm gonna come back on camera with Unearthly, then Viseart, Unearthly, then Viseart. I'm only trying to use like 2 or 3 shades, so don't expect me to use a whole lot. I might try to push it to 4 because I can put 2 to 3 shimmers on the lid and then just put 1 in the inner corner. So, and I might put 1 shimmer on the lower lash line just so we can get a good amount of shimmer use. But anyway, I'm gonna go off camera and get my life in order. I'll be right back. Okay, girl? Okay. Okay, y'all, so this is one I chose with the Viseart palette. Now we're gonna get into the Unearthly All I Ever Wanted palette. Y'all, I dropped this like when I was trying to pick out the shade, so I ended up with the shade Mars and the shade Jupiter. So that's what we're gonna go with. The mattes I used on my lid was the Colored Rain Vivid Pigments and Shadows palette, this one right here. I just wanted to use that bright pink, so of course I was like, let me just go ahead and use the red shimmer as well. But I tried to give you a fun iridescent, like yellowish, goldish, green blue flip in the inner corner, just for something a little different than what I would normally do with something like this. So that's what I'm going with. That's what we do. Okay, girl. Okay. I'm starting with the shade Saturn. I'm sorry, Mars. And just put down the lid. It's about time to eat lunch, y'all. It's like 11 something. I already made Adriangameover's lunch. I'm gonna eat my little bit of lunch and then edit all these videos while I'm eating lunch. And then give myself a little bit of a break and then go back at it. Maybe at like 12, I don't know what time it is now. My phone is behind me, but I didn't check to see. I just knew I wanted to make Adrian's lunch, so if he woke up while I was filming, he could just go downstairs and eat his lunch, as opposed to me having to stop and like make it. So that's where we are right now. This lunch already being made, me already filming like 4 or 5 videos. And you know, going on with the day, so that's looking good. Let me put a little bit more inside the outer V. I didn't add any products to the brush. I'm just dusting over what's already there. Y'all know how I like to do the like blend in and make it look like a nice airbrush effect going on. So there's that. Y'all, I was legit pissed when this fell on the floor because it fell like sideways, and like my 2 favorite shades fell out. The blue to purple shifting shades, of course. The ones I like the best would be the ones fall out. But I repressed them back in, so hopefully they stay. It's just I'm gonna have to be gentle with this palette. I like the of course, let me my leg. I like the second one better than the first one though, because it's like a good Danessa Myricks alternative if you weren't aware. Anyway, pick this shade now. You see what I'm saying? Like it has the same greenish, like blue, yellow type shift to it. I feel like this one gives a little more brightness, and to me this one's a little bit more metallic, but I feel like the other one's more iridescent and bright just because it has the yellow like base underneath it. So that's pretty much what we're working with, girl. I feel like this is one of the shortest old school versus new schools I ever did, but I didn't try to do a whole bunch of shimmers on the lid for once. Cause I'm like, I just want you to see like the iridescence and the metallics versus like the I guess more satinish shades, if you will. But so my thoughts on this palette, sorry, on these palettes, they each have a whole bunch of different finishes in them. So, gotta take the hair down for the pictures, but yeah, they each have different finishes for them. So I feel like this one has more of the wet looking shimmers and sparkles and metallics, whereas the Viseart one has more of the what I put it up. I think I already put it away. The Viseart one has more of the, you know, classic satin shades, a couple of iridescent, like, shimmery shades, and then it has these weird shades that have, like, are kind of like satin, well, not satin, kind of like a little bit of metallic satin mixed to them. They have, like, little flecks of glitter in them. It's kind of weird. But if I had to pick, of course, I'm going to pick my, excuse me, Unearthly All I Ever Wanted. Probably just because I like the finishes in here more than I like the finishes in the Viseart palette. Issue with the Viseart palette is I always feel like it looks subtle. Like I feel like this one looks so much brighter than this one, even though the colors look similar. So Viseart is just a little too subtle for my liking, so that's why I prefer the All I Ever Wanted. But if you like a more subtle palette and you don't mind spending the price, because I think those are like $129. I bought that one from somebody on sale for like, I think like 80 or 90 bucks on my card. That's how I ended up with the second one, because I only bought the third one. And then I was like, everybody was raving about the second one, so I was like, let me go ahead and try it out. But I just prefer these over that one. Those are my thoughts. You can comment down below and tell me what you think of each side. Remember, this is the Viseart side and this is the Unearthly side. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.